Okay, good evening, everyone. Welcome. Very wonderful to see everybody. Okay, we're dedicated by the Fisher family, Nishmas Basi Bas Rabbi, Shlomo ben Avram Alevi, Perel Bas Ruvain. Also, Nishmas David ben Chaim, Eliyahu Moshe ben Chayesar, should have a full Shalom, B'schus Avram ben Yom ben Shmuel Malk Yudis and family, for Yoel Klugman and family, and Meir ben Chayesar. We're holding a Mishna Yud Aleph. If I want to plant a tree and Yaakov has a pit, I have to distance my tree from his pit 25 amas, because we don't want the roots to invade the walls of Yaakov's pit, or if it's going to go under the pit, it's going to mess up the bottom of his bar. And ubecharov of a shikma, if it's a carob tree or a sycamore tree whose roots go further, then you have to distance it 50 amma. Now this is true bein milmala, bein minatzad. This is true whether the pit is above. So if the pit is above, then my roots will go underneath and undermine the bottom of his bar. And if it's side by side, then my roots will go and invade the walls of the bar. So either way, it can't be done. Now let's say in my bar kadma, if Yaakov's pit was there first, and I make the tree afterwards, he could demand that I cut it down, but v'noisen daman. He has to reimburse me. Now that's true even if his pit was there first, because the bottom line is it's not an immediate hezek. It takes a long time for the roots to grow and invade the bar, and therefore, since it's not an immediate hezek, if he wants it to be cut down, he has to reimburse me.
Does it matter what kind of tree it is?
It depends. If it's a fruit tree, then it has to be 25 amas. If it's a sycamore or carob tree, it's 50 amas.
It's a fruit tree, and can cut it down?
Well, the halacha is he has to cut it down because it's a mazik.
Even if it's a fruit tree?
Yeah, so then he's going to try to get... And then he's going to try to get a guy to do it. He's going to try to sell it to a guy. He's going to try to replant it somewhere else. All of the different heterim that could be done. Now, suffix zekadam, the suffix zekadam. If we're not sure if my tree was there before his bar, or his bar was there before my tree, so then I don't have to cut it down. Lo yakitz, because if he wants it to be cut down, he would have to prove that his bar was there first. Rabbi Yossi doesn't agree with this. Rabbi Yossi says since the damage is not immediate, Rabbi Yossi Aimer afal pisha bar kedemes le'ilan, even if his pit was there first, lo yakitz, I don't have to cut down my tree. Shezeh chayfer b'sech shalai, he digs a pit on his property, v'zeh noiteh b'sech shalai, and I make a tree on my property. It's not, the hezek is not immediate, and therefore I could put up the tree. Rabbi Yossi holds that he can't stop me because of what's going to happen a long time after I plant it. Now, lo yita adam ilan samach l'steich aveira, I can't plant a tree near Yaakov's field, elim kein hirchik mimenu arba amas, unless I end the border of the field 4 amas before his field, because I need to leave 4 amas for my animals to go and work the field. Otherwise, if I don't leave the 4 amas, my animal's going to end up going in Yaakov's field. Now, this is true echad gafanim. This is true whether it's vines, ve'echad kol ilan, or any other tree. Of course, if there's a fence between us, So each of us could plant all the way up to the fence. There's no worry that my animal is going to go into his field because there's a fence there to make sure that the animal is not going to go there. Now, so let's say I planted a tree near his field, and the roots go into his field. So now, Yaakov doesn't have to tolerate roots going into his field. It's going to get in the way of the plow. So he could uproot the roots to the depth of 3 tvachim, in order that it shouldn't block the plow. Let's say he wants to make, it's his property, let's say he wants to make a pit, he wants to make a cave. If he was digging a pit, shiach, a trench, a mara, a cave, so then he could pull out the roots as deep as he wants, right? That it shouldn't get in the way of his pit or his cave. He could cut the roots as deep as he wants, that it shouldn't get in the way of his cave, of his pit. And the roots, he gets to keep. He gets to keep the wood if he wants to use it for firewood. After all, it's growing in his property. The Rav over here says that's only roots that are after 16 amas of the tree. The first 16 amas of the tree, he would cut out the roots, but then he has to return it to me. After 16 amas, he could keep the roots and use it for the elaborate fireplace that he has in his bedroom. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have told him that. Okay. But anyway, we recorded now because we're going to have after the daf for the Shabbos table tonight.